Hey everyone, so welcome to this another session where we are going to continue with the chapter number 9, and it is part number 4 of this particular chapter. So we will try कि हम लोग हिंदी में as well as English में भी इसको explanation करने की कोशिश करेंगे from my end. So I will try to explain it in Hindi as well as in English. So you don't have to worry, those who are doing studying in English, okay, those whose language is English, so they don't have to worry for this because हम दोनों languages में we are going to you know do these lectures in both of the languages in same lecture only. I will explain in Hindi and then I will explain in English as well. So those who are जो भी लोग हिंदी में इसको देखना चाहते हैं तो उनका कुछ नहीं रिवीजन हो जाएगा, है ना, अगर इसके बाद में इंग्लिश में भी मैं एक्सप्लेन कर दूं सेम चीजें. And for those who are watching in English, it will be helpful for them as well. All right, so you don't have to worry about it at all because after Hindi, I will also explain in English. Okay, so can we start? For those who are watching it first time, so for first to eighth chapter, comprehensive coverage I have taken. I mean, the same way that I'm explaining here. So I've taken comprehensive coverage on an academy, and after that, from ninth lecture, ninth chapter, I have recorded on my this personal YouTube channel. So on an academy, if you want to watch first to eight lectures, तो वो कहाँ पे आपको मिलेंगे? An academy में you will search my name. This is my name. Okay, you will search my name and then you will go to the free resources or free courses, ऐसा कुछ है. तो उसमें वो टैब में जाके आप जब क्लिक करोगे वो फ्री कोर्सेस में, तो यू विल गेट ऑल द लेक्चर्स सारे फर्स्ट टू एट कॉम्प्रहेंसिव कवरेज along with Q&A. Q&A means question and answers of that particular chapter in your module. As per module only, we are doing as per module. There are no notes. There is only module explanation for your time saving, right? And question answer also you will be getting there, and there only means after every chapter that I'm explaining, after every chapter's comprehensive coverage that I'm taking, after that I'm taking the question and answers. Question and answers means what do you mean by question and answers? So question and answers lecture involves test your understanding questions, test your understanding question, test your knowledge questions. In that, you have a little 5 MCQs for each chapter, and you also have what descriptive questions also you have, right? So that is also I have covered in the Q&A session. Chapter number 9's Q&A session will be taken after we complete this explanation of chapter number 9, right? So test your knowledge questions, then case study, if it is there, we are also discussing that as well in the Q&A sessions. Chapter wise Q&A session is there. So for last days, that is 1.5 days when you study, you can only go in that Q&A lecture. That is hardly one or two parts of every chapter. So you don't have to give much time, right? Only 1 hour or 1 to 2 hours for every chapter. Question and answers you will get separate lecture for it, right? Not in this comprehensive coverage. You will get separate lecture of Q&A. Okay, I will update that whenever I will take the Q&A of this particular chapter, right? So test your understanding, all the examples. Examples so we cover in comprehensive coverage only. All the illustrations. Illustrations are important in audit, right? All the illustrations also are included in the Q&A. All right, so now I think we can proceed further. So we are doing chapter number 9. Let's proceed further. So we have completed uh, till 1.7, I guess. Till 1.7. Yes. So now you won't be seeing my video because it's not used here. It's not necessary here. So you will only be seeing the screen now. Okay. All right. So let us move on further now. हमने कहाँ तक करा था? 1.6 तक हमने करा था. We have completed till 1.6. Now we are starting with 1.7. So without wasting any time, see, audit of commercial accounts. What do you mean by commercial? Commercial means related to business. Business means what? Buying, selling, buy and sell. This is nothing but business, and business is nothing but commercial. So how do we audit commercial accounts, right? How do we audit commercial accounts? Now see, public enterprises. Public enterprises means what? Those who are owned by the government. Government जो भी own करता है, उसको क्या बोला जाएगा? Public enterprises, right? या फिर जो भी ओनर्स है वो पब्लिक है, जैसे शेयर होल्डर्स है, तो जैसे पब्लिक शेयर होल्डर्स है, दैट इज पब्लिक एंटिटी, आर रिक्वायर्ड टू मेंटेन कमर्शियल अकाउंट्स. इस केस में वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द गवर्नमेंट. इन दिस केस वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हु? Government public enterprise. So they have to, who? Government have to maintain what? Commercial accounts, and are generally classified under three categories. So now we are going to see what are the three categories. What are the categories in which what these public enterprises are categorized, right? पब्लिक एंटरप्राइजेस किन चीजों में कैटेगराइज हुआ है वो हम लोग देखेंगे. तो देखो, पहला है डिपार्टमेंटल एंटरप्राइजेस. डिपार्टमेंटल नाम सुनते से हमको क्या पता चलता है कि डिपार्टमेंट्स होंगे, अलग अलग, है ना, सेक्शंस होंगे. सो बाय डिपार्टमेंटल वर्ड ओनली व्हाट वी गेट टू नो दैट देयर मस्ट बी सम डिपार्टमेंट, राइट? So departmental enterprises engaged in commercial and trading operations. Obviously, trading commercial operation means what? Related to business only. Buy, sell. Buy, sell is nothing but to trade, right? So departmental enterprises involve what? Those who are doing the buying and selling operations. So those are nothing but what? Departmental enterprises, right? Which are subject to the same laws, financial, other regulations as other government departments and agencies. So here, what are they talking about is that whatever the government departments follow the law or regulation, similarly public enterprises also has departmental enterprises which follow nothing but the same laws that the government department follows. Okay, so public enterprises, departmental enterprise. So one is departmental enterprise, right? One category is what? Departmental enterprise. So departmental enterprise follows the same law, the same regulations, the same financial things as of the government department or government agency. Okay, so departmental enterprises क्या है? Same law follow करता है, same regulation follow करता है जैसे government departments follow करते हैं. ठीक है. दूसरा क्या है? Statutory bodies or corporations. What is second? Statutory bodies. Statutory means what? Law, which law makes, right? So those statutory bodies created by specific statutes, matlab what? Specific laws, right? Mostly financed by government in the form of loans, grants, etc. So these statutory bodies means what? Those who are financed by the government. Means the finance that the entity, that particular statutory body or that particular corporation is working on. So the finance that they are working on, they are operating, right? So they are financed by the government. So when government finance particular uh, you know for particular statutory body or corporation, we call it as public enterprise, right? So this is one of the thing where government is financing, maybe through loans, maybe government is giving loan to such public entity. Yes, government is giving, for example, government is giving what? Loan to who? To public enterprises. So that will be covered under category number B, right? Category number B. तो जो भी ये जहां पे भी गवर्नमेंट लोन दे रहा है किसको? पब्लिक एंटरप्राइजेस को, तो वो कहाँ पे कवर होगा? कैटेगरी बी में. ठीक है, इजी. नेक्स्ट इज थर्ड वन. Now third category is of government companies set up by the Companies Act. So public enterprises, from this we get to understand that public enterprises involves what? Government companies, statutory bodies, corporations and departmental enterprises. ठीक है, जहां पे भी गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज है ना, तो गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज को भी अपन पब्लिक एंटरप्राइजेस ही बोलते हैं, राइट? लेकिन ये कौन सी गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज है? कंपनीज एक्ट में बनाई गई है, right? So what are these government companies which are set up in the Companies Act, right? Set up under the Companies Act. So from this particular 1.7 thing, from this particular 1.7 part, what we understand that public enterprises involves what? departmental enterprises which follow same laws, regulations as government departments. Second, what we saw, ki statutory bodies are also involved. And third is government companies. So all these three are called as public enterprises, right? And these are the three different categories. So this question can come in the exam. What are the categories of public enterprises which are required to maintain commercial accounts? So you must be knowing these three categories. आपको ये तीनों कैटेगरीज आनी चाहिए जब अगर क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए कि पब्लिक एंटरप्राइजेस को कमर्शियल अकाउंट्स मेंटेन करने पड़ते हैं और कौन सी ऐसी कैटेगरीज है, कितनी कैटेगरीज है और कौन सी कैटेगरीज है जिसमें ये डिवाइड किए गए, तो ये आंसर उसका आएगा. ऑल राइट, आई होप ये क्लियर है. नथिंग नथिंग डिफिकल्ट, राइट? Let's move on. The audit of, now we will see key, how we will be doing audit of these three categories, right? So see, first is audit of departmental concerns that we saw in the first point, right? So departmental concerns is undertaken in the same manner as the department of government where commercial accounts are kept. So wherever in case of government department, how the government department is audited, similarly departmental enterprises are also audited the same way. So what you have to remember, आपको क्या याद रखना है कि जैसे गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट का ऑडिट होता है वैसे ही डिपार्टमेंटल एंटिटीज जो भी है, पब्लिक एंटिटीज, उनका भी ऑडिट किया जाता है. दूसरा क्या है, स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज, डिपेंड्स ऑन द नेचर, type of the statute governing the bodies of corporation. So as we saw that statutory bodies are nothing but the ones which are made through laws and regulations and everything. So it depends on the nature and what kind of law. Statute means what? Law, right? Act or law. So what kind of act is there, right? So it depends on the nature and type of the law or the act that is governing such bodies. If it is, for example, agar insurance company, if what insurance companies audit we are doing, and we are also doing banking companies audit. So for these both types of statutory bodies, the law changes, right? The law changes, the regulation changes. So depending on which type of and what is the nature of such corporate entities or such statutory bodies, the audit will be dependent on such things, right? Audit will be dependent on such things. So audit इन चीजों पे डिपेंड करेगा कि जैसे क्या नेचर या क्या टाइप का लॉ है या एक्ट में कैसे बोला गया है रिपोर्टिंग करने के लिए, ऑडिट करने के लिए, उस पर डिपेंड करेगा. Financial or accounts audit is conducted by CNAG. We know that, right? Government entities, statutory bodies or corporations, auditor is who? CNAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. And where compilation of accounts is vested with CNAG functions, norms and standards of works usually followed by professional auditors are adopted. This means what? That if the CNAG is responsible to do the audit, so whatever responsibility is of CNAG, that is compilation of accounts ho gaya, what all functions are there of CNAG, the standards of work, everything is to be followed similarly as CNAG does, right? जो भी CNAG, जब CNAG रिस्पॉन्सिबल है ऑडिट करने के लिए, तो जो भी CNAG की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, जैसे अकाउंट्स को कंपाइल करना, जो भी यूनियन होगा, स्टेट होगा, जो भी हो, उनको कंपाइल करना उनके अकाउंट्स को, जो भी फंक्शंस है CNAG के, जो भी स्टैंडर्ड्स है ना, स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ वर्क यूजुअली फॉलोड बाय द प्रोफेशनल ऑडिटर्स, तो सिमिलर वे में स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज और कॉर्पोरेशंस का भी ऑडिट किया जाएगा बाय CNAG. ठीक है, सेम चीज है. मुटाटिस मुटानिस मतलब सिमिलर, सेम वे में. ठीक है, इन द सेम वे. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दिस? इन द सेम वे, सेम मैनर. ओके, गॉट इट. नाउ फॉर द गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज ऑडिट कैसे होगा? Obviously CNAG will do the audit, right? Supplementary test किया जाएगा. Supplementary test means what? That maybe CNAG appoints another auditor, okay, and that auditor does the audit and submits that particular report to the CNAG. So that is nothing but a supplementary test, right? As well as periodical financial audit, appraisal of performance. Appraisal means that only. The CNAG also issues direction to the company auditors for reporting on specific aspects of the audit work. ऐसा होता है कि CNAG जो है वो क्या करता है, कंपनी ऑडिटर को डायरेक्शन देता है कि आपको ये चीजों का ऑडिट करना है और मेरे को रिपोर्ट देना है. ओके, व्हाट डज द CNAG डज? CNAG कैन डायरेक्ट company auditors, means other auditors, company auditors की that you have to work in these particular things and then you have to report to me. So CNAG gives a direction to such auditors, right? These are reviewed and condensed in the audit reports to the government or legislature. CNAG has adopted the mechanism of audit board comprising of representatives of the audit. Okay, wait. Yeah. So see, CNAG has adopted mechanism of audit board comprising of representatives of the audit nominees of government, including functional specialists to process reviews or appraisal on performance. Means what? That CNAG has a mechanism. Its mechanism means what? A procedure, right? Mechanism means nothing but a process, maybe stepwise process, stepwise procedure, maybe, right? So CNAG has a process in relation to the audit. Okay, so it comprises of an audit board. So there is an audit board which comprise what? Representatives of the audit. Okay, those who must have done the audit. So amongst them, any representative plus what? Nominees of government, including functional specialist to process reviews. Review means what? If suppose CNAG has told XYZ to do the audit, right, and to submit the report to the CNAG again. So to CNAG will do what? It will review such report, it will test such report and the performance of that auditor. So for those also, CNAG can appoint certain nominees of the government, right? तो CNAG क्या करता है, एक मैकेनिज्म अडॉप्ट करता है, ऑडिट बोर्ड का एक मैकेनिज्म अडॉप्ट करता है जहां पे वो ऑडिट करने के लिए कुछ बंदे को अपॉइंट करते हैं, प्लस क्या करते हैं वो गवर्नमेंट के कुछ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, जैसे अपन नॉमिनी बोलते हैं, तो नॉमिनी भी अपॉइंट करता है जो भी ऐसे ऑडिट हुए हैं, ऑडिट रिपोर्ट को रिव्यू करने के लिए, चाहे जो भी परफॉर्मेंस है कंपनी का उसको रिव्यू करने के लिए. तो दो चीजें हैं यहाँ पे, एक क्या है कि ऑडिट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव CNAG बनाएगा, दूसरा वो क्या करेगा, गवर्नमेंट के नॉमिनीज चूज करेगा, राइट? सो ये चीज है. अभी आगे देखो, रोल ऑफ CNAG इज प्रिस्क्राइब्ड अंडर सेक्शन 567 ऑफ 143 सेक्शन कंपनीज एक्ट. So now we are going to see what role of CNAG, right? Role of CNAG. CNAG is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. It is what? Auditor of the government, companies, public entities, right? Normal auditors cannot do audit of any company. It cannot, normal auditors cannot report on government audit or say government companies or public entities. So CNAG is only the person who can audit such government companies. दो इट कैन दो वो क्या कर सकता है, किसी और कंपनी ऑडिटर को बोल सकता है कि तू भी ऑडिट कर और तू मेरे को रिपोर्ट दे, लेकिन जो फाइनल रिपोर्टिंग की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी वो किसी CNAG की ही है, गवर्नमेंट, इन केस ऑफ गवर्नमेंट कंपनीज ओनली. ओके, नाउ सी पावर टू अपॉइंट गवर्नमेंट कंपनी ऑडिटर. CNAG has what power to appoint what government company auditor. So section 143 of the act states that in case of a government company or any other company owned or controlled directly, indirectly by central government, state government, or governments, or partly by the central government, partly one or more state government, comptroller and auditor general of India appoint the auditor. So this is nothing, this is simple. They have just told that wherever there is central government, wherever the company as a whole is owned by central government or other governments or state government or partly by central, partly by state, then CNAG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General India, shall appoint the auditor. Okay, appointment of the first auditor or subsequent auditor. So also the first auditor and also subsequent means what, कि जो पहले साल नहीं, जो पहले साल के बाद से जो भी ऑडिटर अपॉइंट किए जाते हैं उनको बोलेंगे क्या, सब्सिक्वेंट ऑडिटर. ठीक है, who are the subsequent auditor? The after first year of audit, whoever gets appointed after that, those are the subsequent auditors. and direct such auditor in manner which are required to be audited. This we have already seen. CNAG gives a direction to such auditor appointed. Shall submit a copy of the audit to the report. This I've told you that the CNAG को क्या करेगा, वो जो भी ऑडिटर अपॉइंट किया है ना CNAG ने, तो ऑडिटर रिपोर्ट देगा किसको, CNAG को, राइट. Copy of audit report देगा. So copy of audit report will be given by who? By the auditor to the CNAG. Among other things include directions, if any, issued by the CNAG. Okay, the action taken thereupon and implicate that this is fine. Okay, so the one and the same thing that I have explained. Let's move on. Power to conduct supplementary audit. Now, what is this? Power to conduct supplementary audit and comment thereupon. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India shall, within 60 days from the date of the receipt of the audit report, have a right to. Now, what happens? क्या होता है कि जब भी CNAG ने किसी ऑडिटर को अपॉइंट किया कि आप जाके गवर्नमेंट कंपनी को ऑडिट करो, हो सकता है कि CNAG वो पर्टिकुलर ऑडिट रिपोर्ट पे रिलाय नहीं कर सकता है, या फिर वो सेटिस्फाइड नहीं है कहीं ना कहीं, तो वो क्या कर सकता है, सप्लीमेंट्री यानी एक्स्ट्रा ऑडिट फिर से कंडक्ट कर सकता है. क्या कर सकता है, सप्लीमेंट्री, एडिशनल. सप्लीमेंट्री मीन्स व्हाट, एडिशनल. तो एडिशनल ऑडिट वो कंडक्ट कर सकता है, उस पर कमेंट कर सकता है, लेकिन ये उसको टाइम लिमिट दी है कि 60 डेज के अंदर, मतलब जब भी उसको ऑडिट रिपोर्ट मिलेगा, किसको, CNAG को. जब CNAG को ऑडिट रिपोर्ट मिलेगा ऐसे गवर्नमेंट ऑडिटर से, तो क्या करेगा, 60 डेज के अंदर, अगर वो सेटिस्फाइड नहीं है तो 60 डेज के अंदर वो एडिशनल ऑडिट करवा सकता है ना, और कमेंट भी कर सकता है उस पर. ओके, so CNAG can conduct supplementary audit in case when he gets the audit report from the government auditor. If he is not satisfied with such a report, he can, within 60 days, there's a time limit, right? So within 60 days he can conduct additional audit, and he can also comment on it. Okay, now let's see in the detail. Conduct a supplementary audit under section 143 of the financial statements of the company by such persons as he may authorize in his behalf. So क्या कर सकता है ये जो भी पर्सन को उसने ऑथराइजेशन दी है कि तुम जाके मेरे बिहाफ पे क्या करो, एडिशनल ऑडिट कंडक्ट करो, तो वो जाके करेगा, है ना. सो whosoever CNAG has appointed or authorized to conduct such supplementary audit, so he will go and do a supplementary audit in such cases where CNAG has given any person authorization, he will do that. And for the purpose of such audit, require information, additional information to be furnished to any person or persons so authorized on such matters by such person or persons, and in such form as the CNAG may direct. So CNAG can what? CNAG can additionally require for any information. So he can, if a particular government company is, for example, under the audit, so Comptroller and Auditor General can what? Ask for the person authorized by it to get certain information from that company, or maybe some additional information from any person, right? So he can do that and he can report to the CNAG. तो additional information वो मांग सकता है ना. सप्लीमेंट्री ऑडिट में क्या किया जा सकता है, एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन मांगी जा सकती है कोई भी पर्सन से, है ना. तो ये सारी चीज, और जो भी फॉर्म में, जैसे इन एनी फॉर्म मीन्स व्हाट, सच फॉर्म मीन्स व्हाट, मतलब वॉट एवर द CNAG इज डायरेक्टिंग उस फॉर्म में. What form? Form means, for example, like in the form of inquiry or any written representation we are asking for, or हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि किसी भी फॉर्म में, मतलब ओरली, राइटिंग में, डॉक्यूमेंट्री फॉर्म में होगा, या फिर कोई भी एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर यूज की होगी, तो जो भी फॉर्म में होगा, जैसे भी CNAG ने डायरेक्शन दिया होगा उसके अकॉर्डिंगली उसको ये सारी चीजें करनी पड़ेगी. आगे बढ़ते, कमेंट अपॉन और सप्लीमेंट सच ऑडिट रिपोर्ट. सो CNAG कैन ऑल्सो कमेंट अपॉन, ओके, और इट कैन ऑल्सो सप्लीमेंट सच ऑडिट रिपोर्ट. Any comments given by CNAG, the audit report shall be sent by the company to every person entitled to copies of audit. So what happens is CNAG can comment on any audit report, and such audit report will be sent by the company. So here CNAG is not responsible to show the audit report to its members, to its shareholders. Who is responsible here? Company is responsible. तो कौन responsible है? जब ऑडिट रिपोर्ट पे अगर सीएनएजी ने कुछ कमेंट किया है या उसने सप्लीमेंट किया है ऑडिट रिपोर्ट, तो ये जो एडिशनल चीजें है ना, ये जो सप्लीमेंट्री चीजें है, जो कमेंट्स है, तो इनका जो ऑडिट रिपोर्ट की कॉपी है ना, ये सबको सेंड करना, सब जो भी पर्सन एंटाइटल्ड है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मेंबर है कंपनी का, कोई ट्रस्टी है, डिबेंचर होल्डर है, तो जो भी जिन भी लोगों को ऑडिट रिपोर्ट भेजना था ना, तो कौन भेजेगा? कंपनी भेजेगा. सो दिस कैन कम फॉर द एमसीक्यू दैट कंपनी विल सेंड सच ऑडिट रिपोर्ट टू द members or to the persons who are required, who are entitled to get such audit report ka copy. Okay. And to all persons other than such member or trustee, being the person so entitled. So you just remember this word, ki person so entitled, whosoever, whosoever person is entitled to get such audit report will be given by the company. It's not the duty of the auditor. Okay. And also be placed before the AGM. In the annual general meeting, also such audit report shall be placed before the members. Okay. And in such time and manner as the audit report. Okay, let's move on further. I hope you are clear till here, right? If you have any doubts, if you have any doubts regarding anything that we are studying, right? जो भी हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं, अगर उसके बारे में कोई भी डाउट रहा आपको, तो आपको कमेंट सेक्शन दिया है नीचे, राइट? सो आप कमेंट सेक्शन में कोई भी, चाहे बेसिक क्वेरी क्यों ना हो आपकी, कमेंट सेक्शन में डालो, आई विल रिप्लाई. ओके. If you have any even basic query also you have now, you comment down, I will reply to your queries, okay, related to the audit examination May 2024, or whatever. If you have query related to whatever we are learning, जो भी हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं, whatever comprehensive coverage that we are doing about this chapter or anything, you can just ask me in the comment section below. Don't hesitate. Okay. Doubts clearing is very important, so whatever doubts you have, I want you to comment down below. Okay. Is it very clear? I hope this is clear, right? Now, third is test audit. What is test audit? Test audit kya hai? Without prejudice to the provisions relating to audit and auditor, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India may, in case of any company covered under subsection 5(7), if he considers necessary by an order, cause test audit to be conducted of accounts of such company and the provisions of section 19A. So now test audit means what? Sampling audit, you can say. So you're just testing it sample wise. So that is test audit. So if the CNAG requires, if he thinks that test audit must be done, so he can do so, but before he has to give the order, he has to write in the order that I want test audit. Okay. सो क्या कर सकता है सीएनएजी? टेस्ट ऑडिट परफॉर्म कर सकता है. अपन बोल सकते हैं कि सैंपल ऑडिट जैसा होता है, कि जहाँ पे वो ऑर्डर से, यानी वो राइटिंग में ऑर्डर देगा पहले, और क्या कर सकता है, वो टेस्ट ऑडिट कंडक्ट कर सकता है ऐसे अकाउंट्स का जिसको उसमें मतलब जिस जो भी अकाउंट्स का उसको डाउट है, अगर तो वो कर सकता है ये चीजें. ओके. As stated above, in the case of a government company, audit is conducted by professional auditors appointed on the advice of the CNAG, and the latter is authorized to conduct supplementary or test audit. Okay, latter means what? And the latter is authorized means CNAG is authorized to conduct the supplementary audit or the test audit. This can come for MCQ, that what, who is authorized to conduct these things. So CNAG is authorized. So what CNAG can do, it can conduct supplementary audit or test audit. Okay. All right, let's move on further. आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. अगर आपको ये लेक्चर ठीक ठाक मतलब अच्छा लग रहा है, सो पुट अ लाइक ऑल्सो. यस, यू कैन लाइक द वीडियो ऑल्सो. अगर आपको ये इंग्लिश हिंदी वर्जन जो मैं बोल सकती हूँ इसको, हमने क्या किया, हमने इंग्लिश में भी एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया और हिंदी में भी एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया. व्हाट हैव वी डन, वी हैव आल्सो explained it in Hindi and also in English. So if you if you're okay with this type of thing, because it's very difficult to record separate video in English right from starting. So that is nearly impossible for me right now. So what I'm doing, trying to do is, I'm explaining in both languages in this particular lecture only. Okay, English also and Hindi also. So if you are okay with this, do put a like, right? If you like the lecture, do like the video. Okay, let's move on now. Test audit is done. Now from here we have to do. As stated above, in case of, okay, this we saw, the CNAG shall direct the manner. So, in which in which manner the audit should be performed, that also CNAG directs. So किस manner में, किस तरीके से audit करना है, वो भी CNAG क्या करेगा, direction देगा. In which the company's account shall be audited by the statutory auditors and give such auditors instructions. So instructions are also given by the CNAG to such auditors, right? Relating to the performance of his functions as such. The directions under section broadly covers the system of bookkeeping and accounts, internal control, etc. So, for example, what do you mean by directions? In what things CNAG can give direction? So, it can give direction in the system of bookkeeping, that how a particular company has to, maintain the books, or how the company, what all internal control systems must company maintain. So all these things CNAG can direct. Okay, CNAG क्या क्या डायरेक्शन दे सकता है, फॉर एग्जांपल कि आपको बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स कैसे रखने चाहिए, आप वो पर्टिकुलर कंपनी को, या फिर इंटरनल कंट्रोल सिस्टम क्या क्या चाहिए, तो वो सब डायरेक्शन कौन देगा, CNAG देगा. ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन फर्दर. The CNAG has the power, 1 minute. CNAG has the power to conduct supplementary or test audit. This we know now, accounts by such person as he may authorize on his behalf. So authorization will be given by CNAG, right? For the purposes of such audit require information, additional information to be furnished to any person or person so authorized. This we have already seen. This is repeated. This is repeated. The statutory auditor shall submit a copy. This also is repeated. कि copy submit करना है CNAG को, है ना, जो भी audit कर रहा है उसको. Section 134 of the Companies Act imposes a duty on the board of directors of company to give an explanation or comments on every reservation or adverse remarks or disclaimer contained in the auditor's report and secretary audit report of the company secretary. In practice means what? If the CNAG gives any adverse report, adverse means what? Not good. It's not showing true and fair. Disclaimer of opinion means what? Where the CNAG is not able to, get sufficient appropriate audit evidence on which basis he will be reporting. So ऐसे cases में क्या होगा? In such cases, board of directors is responsible to, explain such things. Ki, why such things are like that. So in this cases, even the company secretary, yes, CS, company secretary in practice is required to give the explanation on such reservation or on such adverse remarks in the audit report. ठीक है, ऑडिट रिपोर्ट में कोई भी अगर एडवर्स रिमार्क सीएनएजी दे रहा है तो उसको कौन रिप्लाई करेगा? एक सेक्रेटरी रिप्लाई करेगा, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी. दूसरी चीज कौन रिप्लाई करेगा? जो भी बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स है वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल रहेंगे इन चीजों को बोलने के लिए कि ये सारी चीजें मतलब एडवर्स क्यों है, या फिर कोई अगर मेरे को ऑडिट एविडेंस नहीं मिल रहा है तो वी कैन डेफिनेटली आस्क देम, है ना. The general standards, principles, techniques, and procedures for audit adopted by the CNAG are a mixture of government audit and commercial audit as known and practiced by professional auditors. So whatever the principles on which basis the CNAG conducts the audit, whatever the techniques are there, whatever the procedures are there, what are the general standards are there, these are nothing but what? A mixture, a mix of government audit and a commercial audit. Means what? Normal business audit and the government audit, both mixture. CNAG what? Uses this both mixtures to apply the principles, procedures or techniques, right? So CNAG क्या करता है जब audit करता है? He considers government audit as well as the commercial audit, right? क्या करने के लिए जो भी प्रोसीजर लगाने हैं ऑडिट के, जो भी टेक्निक यूज करने हैं, जो भी प्रिंसिपल यूज करने हैं, स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑन ऑडिटिंग है, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स है, ये सारी चीजें अप्लाई जब वो करता है तो वो एक जो गवर्नमेंट कंपनी है उसको सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट कंपनी की तरह से नहीं देखता है, वो किस तरह से देखता है कि ये एक बिजनेस एंटिटी भी तो है, राइट? बिकॉज इट इज maintaining its accounts, is doing buying, selling and everything. So it is also business entity, right? Not just a government entity. So that is why it looks, वो गवर्नमेंट ऑडिट और कमर्शियल ऑडिट दोनों को मिला के ये सारे प्रिंसिपल्स, टेक्निक या प्रोसीजर लगाता है ऑडिट का, राइट? And practiced by the professional auditors. Okay. The concepts of autonomy and accountability of the institution, bodies, corporation, companies have influenced the nature and scope of audit in applying the conventional audit from the angle of economic efficiency and effectiveness. So now the institutions, the bodies, corporations, these are all having what? Autonomy. Autonomy means what? Freedom. Freedom and what? Accountability. So these both things influence the nature and scope of audit. So audit is also dependent on the autonomy and accountability of such corporations, right? So let's move on further. Now reporting procedures in case of the government company, right? The effectiveness of an audit depends on reporting results to the proper authority so that appropriate action may be taken to rectify the irregularities or the impropriety where possible or to prevent reoccurrence. Now, why is such audit conducted? So that we can see how effective, why are we doing the audit? To see whether there are any irregularities, there are any unusual transactions, so that the government can rectify it. Government can rectify it if there is any wastage, if there is any wastage of resources, timing, or anything. So that can be prevented next time. So that is why we conduct the audit. And effectiveness of such audit depends on what? All these things. Depends on the who you are reporting such irregularities. Are these irregularities rectified? Is it prevented? The reoccurrence of such irregularities prevented. So it depends on that. What effectiveness of the audit? तो ऑडिट का इफेक्टिवनेस जो है, मतलब ऑडिट कितना इफेक्टिव है वो किस पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, रिपोर्ट किसको कर रहे हो उस पर डिपेंड करता है। क्या आप प्रॉपर अथॉरिटी को रिपोर्ट कर रहे हो, है ना? क्या आप जो भी अनयूजुअल ट्रांजैक्शन है, जो भी इरेगुलर जिसको अपन बोलते हैं इरेगुलर ट्रांजैक्शन है, क्या उसको आप रेक्टिफाई यानी करेक्ट कर रहे हो, प्रिवेंट कर रहे हो, डिटेक्ट कर रहे हो? सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन दैट, मतलब ऑडिट का इफेक्टिवनेस उस पर डिपेंड करेगा। The right has also the obligation to report on the results of audit findings inherent to the institution of the Auditor General and is usually safeguarded in the Constitution and related enactments. यानी क्या बोल रहा है कि जो भी ऑडिट करते टाइम जो भी चीजें मिलती है, जो भी ऑडिट एविडेंस मिलता है, तो वो रिपोर्ट करने की जिम्मेदारी किसकी? ऑडिटर एंड कंट्रोलर जनरल ऑफ इंडिया की है, राइट? द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी of reporting is on the CNAG. That is what is told. Article 151 of the Indian Constitution enjoins that the CNAG shall report on the accounts of the Union and each of the states, this we have already studied before, to the President or the Governor concerned, and latter shall cause the report to be laid before the legislatures. So, in Article 151, there is already given that CNAG will do what? It will report to the President and the Governor. Okay. And it will also show such audit report in what? Legislature. Okay. In legislature also. वेदर ऑफ यूनियन और ऑफ स्टेट बोथ, ओके। दोनों यूनियन और स्टेट का क्या करना चाहिए, ऑडिट रिपोर्ट लेजिस्लेचर के सामने रखना चाहिए, प्लस वो प्रेसिडेंट को जाएगा, प्लस वो गवर्नर को जाएगा, है ना, वो रिपोर्ट उन लोग को बताएंगे। The report should not only be presented to the legislature, but thereafter also publicized adequately in order to create a proper climate of public opinion for taking remedial action where necessary on the findings of the Auditor General. मतलब कि क्या कि लेजिस्लेचर को तो प्रेजेंट करना ही है ऑडिट रिपोर्ट, प्लस वो ऐसे यू नो ऐसे पब्लिक पब्लिक में भी ऐसे बताना चाहिए कि जो भी पब्लिक उसमें इन्वॉल्व है उनके वो क्या हो, उनके वो इंटरेस्ट में हो, है ना। और जो भी अगर कोई एक्शन लेना है उस पे कहीं गलतियां हो रही है, इरेगुलरिटी है, तो उस पे एक्शन लेने को भी काम, मतलब एक्शन लेने को भी होना चाहिए। ऐसा क्लाइमेट, ऐसा प्रॉपर क्लाइमेट होना चाहिए, मतलब जहाँ पे क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग, रेमेडियल एक्शन भी ले सकते हैं। जो भी ऑडिटर जनरल ने अगर कोई शॉर्ट कमिंग्स है वो निकाले हैं तो उस पे प्रॉपर एक्शन भी लिया जाना चाहिए। सो देर मस्ट बी प्रॉपर एक्शन टेकन in cases if there is any irregularity told by the CNG. In India, the reporting is factual. Factual means what? Based on the facts, right? And the conclusions are left to be drawn by the reader. So whatever the reporting things are, those are on the basis of the facts. But whatever the conclusions are to be, removed are based on the reader. Reader means what? The user of such financial statement, right? तो जो भी फैक्ट्स है उसके बेसिस पे रिपोर्टिंग होता है, जो भी कंक्लूजन है वो कौन निकालता है, वो जो भी रीडर, जो भी यूजर उसको उस पर्टिकुलर रिपोर्ट को पढ़ रहा है तो उसको क्या समझ में आ रहा है वो उसके उसके ऊपर छोड़ दिया गया, राइट। दिस इज प्रिजमली टू इंश्योर टोटल ऑब्जेक्टिविटी. Nothing debates CNAG from making recommendations in the audit report, but traditionally this has been left to be done by the Public Accounts Committee. So means what ki CNAG may give its recommendation about the audit, right? But this traditionally this work is given to the Public Accounts Committee. Okay. Now let's move on. Further, test your understanding. We will be doing in what? We will be doing in Q&A session, not now. We will be doing it in the Q&A session. We will not do it right now. Moving on, audit of local bodies. Local bodies. Who are these local bodies? So now we are going to see who are these local bodies. Okay. So this we will see in the next lecture. हम लोग next lecture में इसको देखेंगे. Okay, because time is over now. So in the next lecture we will see वैसे भी, है ना, हम लोग देखेंगे ऑडिट ऑफ लोकल बॉडीज के बारे में देखेंगे। हम लोग थोड़ा स्पीड बढ़ाने की कोशिश करेंगे, क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने ये लेक्चर में थोड़ा सा जो स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा बहुत बताया है अबाउट ये कैसे रहने वाला है, क्या है, आई हैव गिवन ऑल दीज इंस्ट्रक्शंस इन दिस लेक्चर अबाउट हाउ दिस लेक्चर इज to be carried forward, or whatever lectures I have recorded previously, where you can find them. I have, told you all these things because of which we are not able to complete more of the part of this lecture. So in from the next lecture onwards we will be increasing our speed, as well as what we will do, we will try to complete more and more topics, right, so that we complete this chapter quickly. Okay, we should complete this chapter now quickly, and from the next lecture we will try to increase our speed, as well as we will be focusing more on the completion of the topics, right? Whatever the instructions I wanted to give you, I have given you in this lecture. So from next lecture onwards, we will be focusing and directly starting with the topic. So second, from the point number 2, that is audit of local bodies, we will be starting in our next lecture. Okay. Till then, you can, if you have any doubt, you can comment down below anytime you want. I will be replying. Okay. If you like the video, do like it. Okay. Share it with your friends. It's free, right? Chalo. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Take care.